Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you're dealing with someone who is completely unreasonable, toxic, or just plain difficult? Maybe it's a coworker who always seems to be breathing down your neck, a family member who loves to push your buttons, or a social media troll who takes pleasure in making your life miserable. Whatever the case may be, dealing with difficult people can be a real challenge, and it's easy to get caught up in the heat of the moment and lose your cool. But what if I told you that there's a way to maintain your inner peace and composure, even in the face of adversity? Enter Seneca, a Stoic philosopher who lived over 2,000 years ago, but whose wisdom is still just as relevant today. As a former advisor to the Roman Emperor Nero, Seneca had to navigate the complexities of politics and deal with his fair share of difficult people. Through his writings, he shares his insights on how to stay calm, focused, and grounded, even in the most challenging situations. In this video, we'll be exploring the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, another great Stoic philosopher, and how his insights can help you deal with difficult people. So, let's dive in and see what we can learn from these ancient sages. One of the key insights that Marcus Aurelius shares in his writings is the importance of not taking things personally. When we're dealing with difficult people, it's easy to get caught up in the heat of the moment and take their behavior as a personal attack. But Marcus Aurelius reminds us that other people's behavior is often a reflection of their own struggles, fears, and insecurities. As he writes in Meditations, when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil. In other words, difficult people are often acting out of their own ignorance, fear, or pain, rather than any personal vendetta against us. By recognizing this, we can begin to detach from their behavior and not take it personally. This doesn't mean that we condone or excuse their behavior, but rather that we choose not to let it affect us on a deep level. As Seneca notes, the universe is change, our life is what our thoughts make it. By choosing to focus on our own thoughts, emotions, and actions, we can maintain our inner peace and composure, even in the face of adversity. Another deep insight that Marcus Aurelius shares is the importance of empathy and understanding. When we're dealing with difficult people, it's easy to get caught up in our own emotions and reactions, and to forget that they are human beings with their own struggles and challenges. But Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we are all connected, and that our individual experiences are part of a larger web of human experience. As he writes, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In other words, the challenges and obstacles that we face can often become opportunities for growth, learning, and connection. By choosing to see things from the other person's perspective, and to understand their struggles and challenges, we can begin to build bridges of empathy and compassion. This doesn't mean that we have to agree with or condone their behavior, but rather that we choose to see them as a fellow human being, deserving of respect and kindness. As Seneca notes, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. By choosing to focus on the present moment, and to let go of our fears and anxieties about the future or past, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace and clarity that allows us to navigate even the most challenging situations with ease and grace. So, how can we apply these insights in our daily lives? One practical strategy is to practice mindfulness and meditation. By taking a few minutes each day to focus on our breath, and to let go of our thoughts and emotions, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace and clarity that allows us to navigate even the most challenging situations with ease and grace. Another strategy is to practice empathy and active listening. By choosing to see things from the other person's perspective, and to understand their struggles and challenges, we can begin to build bridges of compassion and connection. Finally, we can choose to focus on our own thoughts, emotions, and actions, rather than getting caught up in the behavior of others. By taking responsibility for our own lives, and by choosing to respond rather than react, we can maintain our inner peace and composure, even in the face of adversity. As Seneca notes, the greatest wealth is to live content with little. By choosing to focus on what truly matters, and to let go of our fears and anxieties about the future or past, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace and fulfillment that is not dependent on external circumstances. In conclusion, dealing with difficult people is a challenge that we all face at some point in our lives. But by choosing to see things from a Stoic perspective, we can maintain our inner peace and composure, even in the face of adversity. Remember, the next time you're dealing with a difficult person, to take a deep breath, and to choose to respond rather than react. Focus on your own thoughts, emotions, and actions, and let go of your fears and anxieties about the future or past. Cultivate empathy and compassion, and choose to see the other person as a fellow human being, deserving of respect and kindness. And finally, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content on Stoicism and personal growth. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.